Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a lost homestead in the desert. Yeah, I know I haven't posted for a few days. Well, that's because I've been hungered down from the winds. Wind, more wind, and wind, and wind, and wind, and I'm just so sick of wind. So I actually took a ride down to OC, visited my friend Bill, picked up some solar panels, some more solar panels to add on, and picked up some other items. I got a couple of scions off of some friends' trees, some Fuji apple scions, so I'm going to get those going tomorrow. I also picked up a load of water. I picked up about 120 gallons of water and brought that back up. I've got a water delivery coming on Wednesday to fill the main tank, and the leftovers will go in my irrigation tanks here. But I needed some water to keep these plants wet. They're all watered down now. They're all nice and wet. Just tied up my apricot tree. This was laying over. It was getting so heavy for the tiny little trunk of the stem it's on. All those leaves were just too heavy. It was laying on its side. So I got it tied up on the on a post here so that it can grow strong. And yeah, the winds and the sun dried everything out, so had to get back to work and get things going. This beanstalk is starting to climb the grapevine, and over there, that tomato plant that took a hit has a fresh sprout growing out of it there, so I'm probably going to get some more growth out of that. That grapevine over there is looking pretty healthy. It's starting to grow a new stem there. It's probably a foot long on the outer one, and another one is about 11 inches long on this end. And just looking healthy, looking to grab onto something to grow up nice and tall, like this guy. Now look at this guy. He is going nuts. Up there you can see the, right at the top up there, there's a cluster of grapes. There's two clusters up there. There's a cluster over on there. Let's see, where else? Oh, there's one coming out right here. And there's one here, and one there, and one up there, and one over there, one over there, one over there, and one over there. So, yeah, there's a lot of them. There's just going to be loaded with grapes. Yeah, there's another two of them right there. There's another one right there, another one up there. Well, it's going to be a good year. And this one's coming up, growing strong already. It's very young, but I might get a couple of grapes off of it. And I'm going to sneeze. Oh boy. Anyway, my little peaches here, looking good. Now see these little ones here? These are underachievers, and they're just going to fall off anyway. So pluck them off. Don't let them suck the energy out. And then there's a what I call a Siamese unit, and I'll show you those if I can over here, because I plucked those off in the wind the other day, and I couldn't shoot a video because it was windy out here, and I was trying to get everything done and watered down, and it just got so windy I said the heck with it. I went back inside. So anyway, this is what I call a Siamese. Okay, these I took off, the whole bunch of these. There's two of them growing together. See them right there? Two and two and two and two and two and two. And see how they kind of grow right in together? Well, that's not going to turn into a good peach, so you take them off. And then look at what happens. Look at how big these things grow when you take all that little stuff off. There you got some nice big ones growing in here. So, yeah, I try to leave 4 or 5 per branch. If I notice that 1 or 2 are stunted and not growing really well, I'll take those off too. Like right here, see this little guy right up here? I'll just pluck him off, and that'll send energy into these down in this part, because that's all coming off the same branch. So there's 3 right in there, and that's good for that one branch. Then this one has about 3 or 4 on it. See, yeah, there's one over here. So there's a lot of peaches on here still, but I plucked a whole bunch of small ones and Siamese off, so I could get the energy to go to my other peaches. And you see how small those are. I just plucked those off 2 days ago, and look at how big these are already. These were the same size, or just a little bit bigger than what I plucked off. But they've already triple, quadrupled in size just because I got the energy to go to them. Going to be a lot of peaches this year. My buds here are getting ready to pop open, so I'll see some. Maybe I see some blossoms on here. Maybe even a pear on this little tree. But this tree will only support one pear. It's too young to do any more than one pear. So if you see 2 or 3 on here, you take the smaller ones off, let the energy go to the one, and be satisfied with one. Then next year, this thing will be doubled in size. Then it can handle 3 or 4. The other one over here is all in blossom. Look, beautiful. So all those blossoms will turn into pears. And there's going to be too many pears on this tree. Now this tree last year had 3 on it, and that was good. But right now with the number of blossoms that are on here, I'll have, got to be 2 dozen pears on this little tree. And there's some new ones coming out at the top of this branch. So that's not good. So as soon as they start setting pears, I'll pluck off some of them and leave others so that I can get some good pears out of it. And yeah, I've seen some bees flying around here. So I've been attracting bees this year. That's a good thing, because I used to have to go and pollinate all these with a toothbrush. And now that I've got bees coming in here, they're doing the pollinating for me. So that's about the gist of what's going on here. Been hot, been windy, been dry. So I got to pick some more peas off of this plant here and tie it back up again. And the cucumbers are growing larger and larger every day. So I'll be getting some cucumbers off there pretty soon. I'll let these go to seed, and I'll get some cabbage seed out of that. And then I got these others that are coming up underneath them. And they're probably just going to bolt because of the heat. Still not looking at anything popping on the Concord grapes. They're solid in the ground, but it doesn't look like they're taking at all. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to buy my Concord grapes from Home Depot anymore, because I haven't had any luck with any of them from there. Now the ones that I did buy before that I had growing outside that got attacked by the ground squirrels, I got those from a professional garden shop and landscaping place down in well, it used to be El Toro, California, but now it's called Lake Forest, California. And they are more of a professional type, not a home shopper place. And I got my grapevines there that were my grapevine that was already in a pot, and it was already rooted. And that one, as soon as I put it into the ground, it was so happy that it could stretch its legs out. It just grew like crazy. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I want to go get one from them, but it's not the right time of year now. I have to go in the springtime, early spring. So I will make note that if these don't take, I'll return them to Home Depot, and then I'll go down and get me a good healthy one to get planted in here. And maybe by then I'll have this garden extended, going out that way another 20 feet or so. And I'll put that grapevine down further, because I've already got 3 grapevines growing up in this area, and they're going to cover this trellis in no time. And then I'll have to put another trellis up for these if they start growing. So I was going to go that way with it, but money's been tight, so have to do what I can while I can. As long as I'm not going hungry, I've got food coming off of all of this, and that's a good thing. Strawberries, some of them survived the harsh weather, some of them didn't. This one looks like it's going to be okay, and those up there look like they're going to be okay, but these in the middle, they just didn't make it. Oh well. The 2 peach trees, volunteers, those are doing great. And this cherry tree, it took a hit from the winds, but it's got fresh sprouts coming out now. I gave them a good soaking, so they'll come back. And you can see this one's got fresh growth on it. So this is the fig tree. Oh well, that's it. So I had all these filled with water, and I filled my 2 blue barrels in there. And then I put some water in these totes here. But then I used all that water to soak this garden down. But that'll hold me off until Wednesday. And everything in here has all been soaked. And I still have 100 gallons there. And all the blue barrels up there by the tanks are about half full. So that would give me about another 400 gallons I could move down here. And I probably will. I'll pump it down into this one right here. So that when the truck fills up my big tank, it'll fill up the blue barrels up there. Then he'll come down and he'll fill these 2 and the one around the corner. And this one if it needs more. Now I'll have plenty of water for a while. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I hope you weren't too worried about me. I always survive, so if you don't hear from me, just wait. You'll hear from me. This is G Bear thanking you for joining me. Don't forget thumbs ups. Don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for being here. G Bear signing off.